major angles. And then all through the weekend, there've been a lot of talks about the election that was conducted in Bauchi State, where the ruling People's Democratic Party in Bauchi State has won all 20 local government chairmanship seats in the just concluded election. So we'll be looking at that and how comes that happened? We'll be looking at it from the angle of the power of incumbency and as well as the power of INEC, and to know if they actually did their due diligence and if you're having democracy play its role positively in Bauchi State and other angles, other states of the nations where we have different political parties being the governors of this particular state, and then looking at the fact that they are also going to be having elections in the nearest future. What massive impact is it going to have for the people's choice, the people's choosing should emerge as a winner? Looking at what happened in Bauchi State, and as well as we'll be looking at the jumbo pay of the lawmakers and the controversy going on because SAB now has actually wrote to the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, for him to give a total running cost of the State House. So all of those are what we'll be looking at, and as well as a sad angle of it where some pensioners in Kaduna have cried out, and then the Nigerian Union of Pensioners have cried out that some retired work persons that have worked for the state and federal government, some earn as low as 500 naira. So let me bring you up to speed with what happened just this past weekend in in Bauchi State. The ruling People's Democratic Party in Bauchi State has won all 20 local government chairmanship seats in the just concluded election that happened in the local government areas. That's on Saturday. Executive Chairman of the Bauchi State Independent Electoral Commission, Ahmed Makama, announced the result, stating at his office following the conclusion of the exercise. However, the All Progressive Congress has rejected the result, describing them as fraudulent. Makama has delivered the result, stating it was based on the power vested in him by the relevant electoral laws as an executive chairman of the state's Independent Electoral Commission. So a lot of questions are being asked. How comes out of 20 local governments, PDP won the 20 seats? Is it because the current governor of Bauchi State is from the People's Democratic Party? Questions are asking, did INEC actually did their right job? Did INEC actually made sure that all votes were accounted for? And if this is actually the choice of the people, we'll be extracting all of those angles onto this edition of the program. And we would also be looking at the jumbo pay of our of our lawmakers, and then the controversies around it. Why is SAB asking questions now for the Senate President to give us a rundown of what it costs monthly to run the Senate? So all of those angles will be looked into onto this edition. Do stay with us. When we return back, Midday Discourse continues.
Time check. It's midday. Then it's Midday Discourse. Midday Discourse is a program that covers trending local and international news, current issues, and human-related topics. Join Samuel Odi weekdays 1 p.m. on Global Television. The discussion starts here.
Global Morning is your ultimate destination for engaging political and economic matters.
Time check. It's midday. Then it's Midday Discourse. Midday Discourse is a program that covers trending local and international news, current issues, and human-related topics. Join Samuel Odi weekdays 1 p.m. on Global Television. The discussion starts here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back from that quick break. Yes, so now we are about to get deep into the conversation. Like you always know, the conversation obviously starts here. So I have my guests here with me in the studio, a youth advocate, Abdullahi Muhammad. Thank you so much for joining on to this edition of the program.
Thank you so much for having
me. Yes, so looking at grassroots now, and then they just concluded election in Bauchi State, Yes. I'm still amazed by the results. 20 local governments getting swept by PDP.
Yes.
Are you surprised about that poll?
Well, I'm not surprised.
Okay, why are you not surprised?
I'm not surprised because when you look at it, the local governments, Bauchi have 20 local governments, and all the polls are being captured by the PDPs.
Okay.
That is, PDP got 20 over 20. Yeah.
Even
So,
in schools
yeah,
now, so if
yeah.
you rarely get 20 over
Yeah,
20.
because even in school, it seems difficult for someone to get 20 over 20 under 100, but it happens.
In real life now,
Yeah.
you're getting 20 over 20.
Yeah, I know it seems like, some people will be surprised about that. But, when it comes to the aspect of capacity and when it comes to, everybody has its own way of leadership.
Yes.
So in Bauchi State, Bauchi is a PDP state, right from the grassroots. And one amiable thing in this election is not about PDP having 20 over 20.
Yeah.
My priority here, or my happiness, or my joy in this aspect of election is that the youths are very, very involved in that election.
Okay.
And also, it's so amazing that there was a woman that also won the
yes.
local government vote.
Yes.
So you can see this election is a testament of youth inclusiveness in governance. So it serves as a potential driven exorbitant for the youths to keep participating in leadership positions. And so that shows that, okay, the not too young to run initiative.
Yes.
It's working.
Okay.
So Bauchi State will serve as a landmark for the youth to keep pulling out their potential to contest in positions which they feel they are even viable for. So it's honestly, in terms of youth development and youth inclusiveness, it is a welcome development for the election that just happened in Bauchi State. And also, I can tell you that Bauchi State is a PDP state, and I believe the governors stood firm.
Okay,
for them
let's
to,
look at this.
yeah.
Okay, you've established that Bauchi State is a PDP state from the grassroots level, not just not just in the states level.
Yes.
Is it the fact that they won 20 over 20 that is sweeping up the whole 20 local governments? Is it because it's a PDP state, or is it because the current governor of the state is performing?
Well, just like you said, is it because it's performing or because it's a PDP,
it's a PDP state? Yes.
Yeah, two things are involved there. The structure is there, that is the party, and also the governance performance is there. And also, the governor happens to be a performing governor that is under a specific structure, which is the PDP. So, and I feel that leverage the level of PDP outscoring other parties, to be successful in the election. So the capacity is there, and also PDP, it's a very strong party in Bauchi State. So I feel the performance of the governor also influenced the people to vote for those PDP candidates. Yes.
Okay, let's move aside. Now, the All Progressive Party now, they're coming out to, kick against the polls results. And then the chairman of INEC, that's in Bauchi State, has, he has this to say, Ahmed Makama announced the results late last night following the conclusion of the exercise. However, the All Progressive Party Congress rejected the results, describing them as fraudulent. Do you think the INEC was influenced in a way? And do you think that democracy actually played its course during this election?
This is politics.
Yes.
And even if it is, I think it is going to be like a vice versa if it happens to be that Bauchi is an APC state. That is the way it's going to be.
The same outcome now is what we are going to get.
Yes, because it is lawful for you to come out and say, oh, I'm not okay with this election. Okay. Then maybe you go to court. People do go to court. And at the end, judgment will be made. Judgment will prevail. So at the end of the judgment, then everybody will now have the settlement. So I feel everyone is free to say, oh, the election is okay, the election is not okay. So they can go to court and
How does this affect other parts of the states, other parts of the country now? Maybe looking at Anambra State now, they are also going to have this local government elections soon, and then the current governor is from is from the Abga party, the current governor. So, is it likely that we are going to see something like this play out in every part where we see a dominance of a certain party would rule over the entire state on every sector?
Well, it can serve, it can come in a very common way, just like the Bauchi one is. You know, influence is part of leadership.
Yes.
Yes, so, yeah, and you know, quite all right, the governor is going to play a role that, okay, the Abga people win election. You know, in Anambra is an evil state. I know they will have also a Labour Party.
Labour Party.
I believe, I'm sure.
Yes.
When Anambra take the election, the chairmanship election, maybe there can be majority of Abga, but there will be a mix-up for the Labour Party.
Labour
you know,
Party.
Igbos have a lot of Labour Party people, you understand?
Yes.
So I believe maybe in their own case it might be different, but I believe the governor, for a governor to stand in the position of being a candidate from Abga,
yes,
for that is, he has 8 years.
8 years, yes.
So he should be an influential party in the state. Yes, a lot of them will follow the government. You know, politics, it's all about where you will come and also have a ground. You understand?
Yes.
So those people that wants to have a ground, a lot of them, you will see them in the Abga. So definitely, the Abga is going to have influence in the election. Definitely, too.
Well, influence plays a massive role when it comes to politics generally, and then, you know, I could remember during my days in school as one of the SUG members, we knew how influence played a role. But now on the larger scale now, what are we expected to see? Come the Edo and Ondo election. Well, looking at the fact that it's not just going to be local governments now, it's going to be, at the state level. That's for the governorship. So how key is it going to be for INEC? Because now in Bauchi State, we didn't hear any issues about beavers failing and all of that, so which is a plus. So we are kind of excited that, it happened this way. So if, this is the people's choice, if the people decide to vote PDP all through because of the influence and then the structure that the party has and then the work that is being done, then kudos to them in Bauchi State for doing well as a party, PDP for doing well in Bauchi State. But aside that, how is this going to be more key for these major elections coming up in the next few months? That's in Edo and Ondo States.
So what's going to happen, it is essential for government to maintain their standard. If they have done a very good job in Bauchi State, which there were no issues raised, maybe the beavers are not working and all that. So it is very essential for the INEC to keep with the standard. They should ensure everything is in place so that elections will be taken effectively. So that's what they just need to do. They need, and even for them to do well in Bauchi, maybe there are still areas they need to look at for improvement. So those areas, they can look at it and also leverage, as well as they will for Edo and the other states that will take in election. So because a lot of people have been complaining about INEC. So for Bauchi State to be so calm, so there is a need for it, because they don't need, the capacity will not just be shown in the chairmanship election, because they feel, it's still at the grassroots level. But we need them to show capacity in governorship election, and when it comes to senatorial, when it comes to House of Reps, when it comes to president, because their key objectives are to coordinate elections, which will go smoothly and effectively. So we don't only expect them to show the capacity in the chairmanship election. Well, we are going to give them that credit, but that's not all. It's not over until it is over.
Okay, let's So let's move on a bit away from a little bit of politics and then talk about retirement entitlements. And before we get diving deep into this conversation, it's been said that the Nigerian Union of Pensioners are saying more retirees are still receiving 500 naira as monthly pension in the country. The Secretary of the Union in Kaduna, Al-Hassan Musa, described the condition of the retirees as the returnees as pathetic, stating that most of the affected retirees were prisoners are in precarious conditions. So this is actually very, very concerning in the light that these retirees have spent decades of their life working for the country or working for the federal government and the state in different capacities. But what's your reaction to this report by the Secretary of the Union of Pensioners earning 500 naira monthly as allowance?
Well, to me, it's a very unfortunate act because as it is now, 500 naira can only buy you 2 cups of cooked groundnuts. Yeah. So, because how will someone earn 500 naira
in a month?
These are things we need to prioritize. These people served for over 35 years. Effective services. They gave effective services. They gave their best. So, I don't think they should compromise their peace.
Sadly, the sad part is that this report said most of the persons earning this are like from the southern part of the country, and then these parts now are like oil-producing states in the spirit of getting huge allocations from the federal government. But why do you think this is happening? Them earning this low?
Well, you see, that's what I'm saying. We need an effective leadership in this country. You can imagine now, these people have worked for over 35 years, and they are earning 500 naira to 3,500 naira. When I was going through the news, in fact, the northern part of Nigeria, even in better, yes, 3,500 to 18,000. Then you're not talking of oil-producing countries like Delta or Akwa Ibom. They are still earning. They are earning 500 naira, which is so unfortunate. These are the things that comes with the mindset of the governors. These are things the governors need to look at. You can see when the incumbent governor of Zamfara State and Dr. Dauda Lawal, Dari, when he came, those are the things he started settling. He spent billions of euros settling salaries, arrears, and all. He cleared them a lot. So these are things that it comes with the dedication. The governors need to look at it very well. They need to look at it in a very crucial way. They need to see it as something very, very important, very, very vital. Because, when you come to a position, is something you need to see as an humbling experience. You as an individual in the position to make sure that this arrears and pensions are being paid. You can be part of them. You never can tell. But today, the Almighty God gave you the opportunity to be there. So you need to make sure those things are paid, because it can be you. It can be one of your family members. Because how are they going to feed? In this hard time, you can imagine, even a little boy knows that the country is very tough now. He doesn't get what he wants like before. Unlike before. So things are very hard. I think it is a very, very unfortunate act that need to be addressed immediately, as soon as, because even when the minimum wage at 30,000, they even request, okay, let them even add it up to 50%.
50%, yes.
And nothing was done. Still at that time, they were getting peanuts. 500 naira.
Yes.
And now that even the minimum wage is about to rise to 70,000 naira. So maybe it will even be worse.
Looking at the angle of the minimum wage, some states have not even set up committees to even start making the payments of this said 70,000 naira that has been signed into law by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And then we are still hoping to see workers begin to earn this new minimum wage that has been signed into law by this present administration. And looking at this, still on the issue of pension and people, some earning 500 naira. Do you think that politicians are siphoning public funds to not just to pay pensioners?
Well, to me, the money is there. It just they just need, let's say, an effective planning system.
Okay.
They need to prioritize it. Just that it's been compromised. That is it. Because if like, the money is there, like the governor of my state, Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule, last week he met with labor union, so that
yes, in talks with the new minimum wage.
In talks with the new minimum wage, and that shows his commitment.
Yes.
For the minimum wage to be paid. He has the readiness is there. He even, because he lamented when they adopted the new minimum wage principle, he said by August, he was even ready to even start to implement it by this August.
Yes.
So, and yesterday I even saw it in the headline that the Labour requested him to wait for the federal government template.
Yes.
So that means the arrangement is still ongoing, but you can see his dedication towards achieving that goal.
Yeah, but why do you think the federal government is delaying to release the templates for the new minimum wage?
Well, I don't know, because if the 70,000 minimum wage is already approved.
It's been approved and signed into law.
It has been approved and signed. So what are they even waiting for? There is something that release the funds, because there are a lot of things that Nigerians have been saying that, okay, people the federal government is just lavishly spending money. So if they are lavishly spending money, this is the money that will impact people. Why are they wasting time for it? Why? This is something that the federal government need to stand up and do. I don't know why they are wasting time about it. So I think they should consider it and implement it immediately, so that the states, especially those governors that are willing to implement it immediately, to start their work, and the people of their state will start enjoying the new minimum wage.
Well, looking at those angles of minimum wage now and then pensioners earning less, so I think this is something that needs to be paid attention to, and people should earn, not after serving the motherland or serving in whichever capacity at the state level, local government or federal, and still earning as low as 500. Like Abdullahi rightly mentioned, in the Federal Capital Territory here, 500 naira can only get you 2 cups of boiled groundnut. So you don't expect a family to live on 2 cups of boiled groundnut for 31 days. There's no way that is actually feasible. Well, we'll be going on a quick break, and then when Midday Discourse returns, we'll be extraying the jumble pay and the controversy around the lawmakers' earnings. Please do stay with us. We'll be right back.
Time check. It's midday. Then it's Midday Discourse. Midday Discourse is a program that covers trending local and international news, current issues, and human-related topics. Join Samuel Odi weekdays 1 p.m. on Global Television. The discussion starts here.
Thank you so much for joining us. President Bola Tinubu has issued a directive to reduce the size of Nigerians' official delegations to the 97th section of the United Nations General Assembly meeting holding in New York, United States, this September. Tinubu's chief of staff, Femi revealed the directive in Abuja during a one-day retreat organized by the State House Management of Heads of government agencies under his supervision. The chief of staff stated that during the recent protests, there were concerns raised about reduction of cost of governance, which has partly influenced the government's decision. So, cost of governance, this is one of the major reasons we had during the concerns about the hashtag End Bad Governance protest. This was one of the concerns, cutting costs. And then again, it's just been recently the jumbo pay of the lawmakers, 29 million, while we still have pensioners who earn 500 naira monthly minimum wage signed into law, but yet template hasn't been released, and yet we have lawmakers who earn as much as 29 million naira a month, and they still complain that it's not enough. What is your reaction to all of this? This current earnings of the lawmakers and our current economic situation?
Okay, well, I saw the socio-economic rights and accountability project, asking the Senate President and also the Speakers of Representatives to reveal
their monthly costs, running costs.
Monthly running costs. Already, it has been in place ever since that the senators, the House of Representatives, they earn a lot. But me, to my own perspective, are these the only issues we should be concerned about? What bothers me a lot with people in the Federal Republic of Nigeria is that we only bring problems, we only state complaints, but what are the solutions?
Solutions, okay.
We don't proffer solutions. If a senator should get money, you know that he gets money. The senator represents people.
Yes.
He has his own constituents. What have we done to tackle them to do what they are supposed to do for us? People don't look at that. Every time it's to come out, oh, the senators are in. This is something visible. Do you know that those people, the Serap or other people that keep complaining, when they go to the Senate, they will still earn that amount? Will they say, oh, this money is too much, please, Senate, reduce it, send me 10 million? Which of them have said that? People that have been complaining, now they got the opportunity, they are senators, they are members of representatives. Which of them have come out and said, the money that have been paid by the Senate or by the House of Representatives is too much for me, they should reduce it? Which of them have come and said that? So that one, I don't even take it as a major concern because I feel it's just an opportunity that is yet to come.
Okay.
Because if the opportunity comes, you get that money also, and you go away with it. So me, what I feel is important is that people should charge leaders responsible for what they are supposed to do. At the grassroots, at the state level, at the federal level. You can imagine, now, during the protests that happened recently, what happened in the protests? They were protesting of end bad governance and bring back subsidy. Lack of awareness have driven the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They don't even know that the subsidy is bad. In reality, the subsidy is there. In reality, honestly, the subsidy is there. Okay, if subsidy is not there, you can imagine to some few months, the NNPC could not even remit to the federal government account, to the treasury of the federal government because of the subsidy they pay. So these are things that Nigerians need to know. Like, Nigerians are even unaware. But when you come out for a protest that bring back the subsidy, because now you can imagine, if subsidy is back, we still pay a lot of money to get petrol.
So what's if subsidy is back and is being paid for, and if it's back, that's one, and then if it's being paid for by who? given the fact that this current government have said there's no subsidy. So if we have subsidy, okay, fine, we have subsidy, but why do we see, there are lots of angles to this now. If we have subsidy, why then do we buy petrol, and why are food still expensive? That's one angle of it. Then if it's back and it's being paid for, who is paying for it? That means NNPC has some questions to answer. Why didn't you remit to the Federation's account for like 2 months? So that's another angle to it. But at this point now, we should focus, like you said, mentioned about holding leaders accountable for, you know, the office that they occupy, right? So most of the times people tend to do that, and then I feel the best way to go about it now is just was to protest. And do you think this protest was able to yield to a very good impact on the demands of the protesters?
Well, to me, there's one thing, you know, whatsoever good thing you are doing, if there's anything that will come and spoil it, then it's as well as doing nothing, it's as well as zero.
Okay.
So one thing that I can see about the protest, that I was, because me, anything protest, whether I don't even involve myself, because I know that it will turn out to become something unlawful. So when unlawfulness is there, then the impact of the protest is not achieved. The aim is defeated. Because you can imagine, while in the course of protest, you say you want to do peaceful protest in Kano, you can imagine people destroying the street life, vandalizing government properties, going to shops, stealing a lot of things. That is not good. That is not good. It sends a message to the government. But the thing is that wherever Nigeria could come out and say, okay, they want to protest, even though it's in the law that it's lawful to protest, have a peaceful protest, the federal government will set in measures that will even captivate the protest not to even hold. You can say in Abuja, on the 10th of August, yes. On the 10th of August, a lot of security measures. I was going for a program. In fact, I have to change like 4 routes because it was blocked, fully blocked by the police. Because they actually know, why are they doing that? Because the minister knows that these are the mindset of people protesting. These are what people do when it comes to protest. So when you protest and you don't do things in a very lawful way, then what message are you sending? Because you as a protester, you are a source of vandalism. So what are you protesting for? So we ourselves, we need to change our mindset. We need to coordinate ourselves effectively. We need to know how to do things very well.
But okay, looking at the lawmakers now and how much they earn, do you think it's fair enough that they earn that certain amount? That's 29 million. You know, looking at it a few years ago, you know, they used to earn about 14 million with arrears and allowance and all of that. Now, looking at our economy, the monetary policy is getting tightened. Food inflation at 40+%. We are hoping in the coming months there's going to be a decline on that. Inflation rate at 3.34%. We are hoping that drops too in the coming months. Looking at how tight the economy is now, is it okay that the lawmakers earn as much as almost 30 million naira monthly? And we are looking at the cutting the cost of governance.
Well, just like I said, there are a lot of things to look at when it comes to cost of governance. Reduction of cost of governance. People are only looking at the senator's salary and what again? Yeah, majorly the senator's salary, and also reducing the delegations to travel. Are these the only things you should look at?
What do you think what other angles do you think the governments need to look at? Because, like you mentioned, these are just angles that is out there in the public space. Yeah. So what other angle do you think the government should look at?
Okay, before I go there, I can as well, let me reiterate again that I don't really value what people talk about reducing the salary of senators and House of Representatives. Because the people talking now, when they get there, they will receive that same amount and they won't complain.
Okay.
You understand? They won't complain. That is the truth.
Okay.
That is the bitter truth about this. There are a lot of people advocating for all this. And now today they are in the Senate, they are in the House of Representatives. They earn that money. The other time, the House of Representatives, they were talking of agreeing to slash their salaries down in order to help to cushion the effect of poverty by providing palliatives and all that.
Yes.
So I don't know whether, I don't know, it's like they've not adopted that of cutting the salary to support palliative. But there are a lot of things when you look at when you look at the current economic situation. This palliative that they've been talking about is not going around. It's not everybody that is getting it. They spend billions of naira giving out palliatives. But there are a lot of things, initiatives that they need to do. In fact, now, when you go to each local government now, instead of spending those billions, because it is so obvious that it's not going to go around. So instead of spending those billions, you can go to each local government. Okay, maybe each local government, we have how many local government in Nigeria? 774 local government.
Yes.
So let's say each local government, you can pick 100 people, each local government. You can pick 100 people. Or even if you start at okay, let's say 10-10.
There's having these lawmakers now that are representing those constituencies and those senatorial districts now.
Yes, or maybe even though it is a federal government initiative, let's say even though it is like each local government, 10-10, instead of always sharing rice, right? Because I had people say, what is even federal government on with rice? They like rice. You understand? So what they need to do now, there are people in the, you know, you can come, okay, 10-10 this month, or even though if it is 100, it's best to them to know the number of people they can accommodate. You can come and say, okay, this local government would like to have 30 people that we can give 10 million naira each.
Okay.
30 people, 10 million, that is 30 million.
Yes.
You go to, then maybe you multiply by 700. No, that would be 30 million. That is an, you know, you have how many people? 30 people,
30 people, yes.
10 million
each.
Then you will now say, okay, those people you give 10 million now, they should bring out a business plan.
Okay.
When they have that business plan, mandate them to, okay, part of the agreement, mandate those 10 people you support.
Yeah.
Those 30 people, mandate them to, okay, employ, let's say you can give them a target of, that is one person under his company will have like, okay, 20 people employed.
Okay.
20 people employed, one person will have 20. So by the time you calculate this number.
Those numbers. And then statistically looking now, after those calculations, now you're creating more jobs, getting people employment.
Exactly.
And then instead of spending money on palliatives, you're opening avenues for people to work by themselves and then get to, you know, provide for themselves. But
another week you come again, you do all this kind of thing. So it's just a suggestion, just a personal perspective.
Yes.
Instead of just going given right, because the federal government, sometimes they do things that to them, they know, okay, they've released. In fact, even the rise, my governor of Adamawa State came out and said he didn't get any truck, even one truck, not to talk of six trucks. And governor of Bauchi State said that. So I'm just saying this because...
So where are the rise going to?
Where are they going to? So instead of doing all this, there are a lot of initiatives. So it has come to a point that when we need to like have a strategic, critical and effective planning. We need to be very, very strategic in our thinking. We need to put critical thinking in place. So these are the kind of things that they need to do so that at least people will feel the impact. That is direct empowerment.
Yes.
It shouldn't be compromised. We should have a monitoring system. And coming to coming to the fact that senators should cut their running costs. I feel what people need to do most is not to focus on the running costs. Already, it's very obvious that everybody knows that the senators, they earn a lot. So what can we do? We know that there are constituency projects which are meant to be done.
Yes.
We know there are these things that are meant to be done. Then we should now put in our collective effort to make those senators work. Because you need to voice out. They will sit up, but we don't do anything. We go, maybe they just give us 50,000, we shut our mouths. We need to shun that. We need to look at what will people earn in general. Because this money will come and go. How much is 50,000, how much is 100,000? So we need to be conscious of that. These are the aspects we need to be looking at, not just looking at, okay, what they are earning. Because why I'm not bitter about what they are earning,
Yes.
I will keep reiterating that it's just a matter of opportunity. Those people talking, tomorrow they will be there. They won't complain about the salary. Because I can tell you that nobody is earning today that will say, okay, I need a reduction from what I'm earning. Yourself, if you are earning a salary of 150,000, you won't say, oh, let them reduce it because, oh, there are poor people out there, we need to, no. You will even gain more. But as you are getting, maybe your conscience can tell you, oh, there are people I need to help. Let me help them. You understand? So I can give you a story. Let me give you a story, just a short story. There is a footballer that was in a luxurious hotel. He saw a lot of luxurious cars. He saw a lot of rich men coming in. When they came in, so they were coming for training. So he now said, and the guy is a footballer. So he now met one Arabian man. He now said, why do they need this training when they are already billionaires? The Arabian man told him, did you stop training because of the goals you scored in the past? He said, no. And he said, that is why we billionaires, we need to adapt to the recent knowledge. We need to adapt to the current knowledge. So ideation is key. They said they need to, even though they have the billions, they need to adapt to the current situation. Yes. They need to adapt to the current ideas, new ideas. So that will make them further and also push their business smoothly. So that is to tell you that this ideation is key. And also, everybody wants to see himself going up, 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 up. Nobody wants to come down. Everybody wants to keep earning and earning and earning and earning.
Well, that's how much time will permit us to take on today's edition of the program. Thank you so much, Abdullahi Mohammed, youth advocate here in the Federal Capital Territory. And then we are hoping that the lawmakers and every other person earning a very, very big amount should also uphold their manifestos, right? And then do what you promised your constituency to do, represent them, and then not just sit there, enjoy the air conditions, enjoy the money, and then leave your people to suffer back at home. So just hold up to your manifesto, and as well as do what you promised your people to do. That's how much time will permit us to take on today's edition of the program. My name is Samuel Odi. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.